As of right now, they're into the semifinals of the gold versus gold. Sorry, gold and below actually. And the current ranking for these two players is, I imagine, gold for both.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I think both of them are gold right now. Yeah.
Great. Two gold players going against each other. It's pretty standard opening. There is a 13 gas which is going down. There's a barracks which is already in place, and there goes the scouting SCV. On the other side, the scouting probe should be popping in about 1-2 seconds. And I think Veda has still the stream going on. I would go ahead and guess. Oh, no, that's okay. So he's fine. Has it been walled off? No. And that's one of the things which often a lot of players miss. So this probe just went in. Sometimes some of the players at a higher level will go ahead and drop a supply depot here, start it, and then exit it without bleeding.
They won't complete it and they just wall it off.
Right, and that's one of the things that a lot of people do. On the other side, you go ahead and see 3 gas build, which is gone. I think that's a mistake which you go ahead and see here. You would see that there are 4 probes into the gas. So that's probably some nerves playing at the start of the game. So
I think they're even more nervous because they know they're being watched this time.
Well, but that's okay, and I'm glad that they are going through this entire experience of a casted game. I think this is the first casted game for Veda and Nachzehrer into this tournament, so really exciting times. What is the path to the finals for Nachzehrer? You said he's been playing well. There is, I think, that's a nice rally point, and the rally points for the Marines set all the way into the expansion. Into the other base, into the natural for Veda. So that's going to be interesting. 2 Marines. I think this is going to be a great early push. This is a Marauder and 2 Marines coming in. And Marauder concussive cells is on its way, and it should be finished by the time the Marauder walks in. On the counter of it, this actually might be a lot of pressure, because if you see, Veda is actually building his first stalker, and there's 1 sentry which is being built and no other units as such. Warpgate is nearly finished, so that should be fine. But
I think I have a feeling that Veda will be able to hold it off, because in my experience, those 3 units which Veda has right now are more than enough to defend against the composition that Nachzehrer is throwing against him.
Well, do you think so? That sentry can only do 1 force field, and all he has to do is wait outside. So he better have some units coming in, and instead of building units, he just built another gateway, and he's building a observer. See, there you go.
If that force field was better placed, he could have killed all 3 of those units.
Yeah.
Small mistake though, which is fine.
And the sentry has no force field. But these are just 2 units here. There are reinforcements streaming by. That's another 3 coming down. Let's see his micro. That's not a bad micro. That sentry is nearly gone. Let's see any backup units coming. There are 2 zealots coming in. And see, that's the difference between no stim and stim. Those guys would have just kited these guys all day long. And
the thing is, he hasn't even started stim nor combat shield. He's just making 1 more barracks. He's getting his worker count on. There's an immortal coming out.
Yeah, that's a bad single guy who went in. That was really, really bad. There are reinforcements streaming by, and he's just pushing. And on the other side, there are 3 more stalkers. I think this push is now finished. I don't think he'll be able to go, and I think he realizes it and he's pulling back now. And on the back of this, yes, there is a command center which is being laid down here, and there's the first expansion. The question is, will now Veda counter this with a pushback in his own? Because this is a sizable army. If he goes and pulls this might be GG very, very quickly, unless there's a bunker which gets put in, and he is building that one.
Yeah, and he sees the army coming in because he has a marine at the lower Zelnaga, which is going to get picked off right now. But even with the bunker down, if let's see, the sentry does have energy enough for 2 force fields. So if he force fields well and focus fires well, I think he'll be able to break it. But Immortal needs to focus fire down the Marauders, because they're gonna really pick this army apart with their concussive shells. One thing that's going on in Veda's side is that he does not have stim, nor does he have combat shields.
Yeah, but I think this is just a holding pattern which is there. He's pulling back and he's also expanding on the back of it. And I think this stage at a 59-43 is where this game's going to go into the middle game.
Yeah. One thing which is really interesting is that both of these players have opted to expand rather than go into solid aggression, which is something I personally have never seen in a gold and below league, because everyone just all-ins. So this is quite nice of them to have the confidence in expanding before doing anything stupid or scary.
And I think a macro game is something that all good players of StarCraft will always go back and say that is phenomenal and that is interesting. So yeah, I think it bodes well for the community when they're going to be doing this.
He's built a Twilight. Veda has built a Twilight Council, but nor is he researching anything. Are there any? Nope, nothing. Oh yeah, now he just started charge right now.
There you go. So yeah, the charge is on its way. Stimus is on its way. I think looking at the composition, it will go into charge lots with Archons.
Yes, I think it's the more safer option to do, because nowadays, just by viewing, you see that the Colossus get picked off very easily by the Vikings. And looking at how far ahead Nachzehrer is, because he had his expansion down way before Veda, I don't think it will be a problem for him to get his Vikings in time.
Point. Well, and as you can see, there is 34 SCVs with 1 mule, and there's just 29 probes.
Yeah.
So the macro game is being done fairly well by Nachzehrer. And if you look at the income counts, that will show you 1260 versus about 1,000, and 330 versus 128, 36 versus 30. Yeah, so that does make a huge difference.
Yeah. Mules do play a big role in that, but there are only 2 on the field, so yeah. It is the SCVs making the difference. Charge is done. Let's see if he opts to do anything with it or just stays back. The bunker has been salvaged, so let's see if he's going. And 2 medivacs are also out. I think, yes, he is going out for a push.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting push, and let's see what's going to happen. But the observer knows that this is something which he can see. Whether he moves the observer to go ahead and follow this army, it'll be an interesting one. But he goes and expands on the back of this. That is going to be such a weird move. I don't know whether that was a great idea. Maybe at the end of it, this will go ahead and come and bite us. The players are already going to go, and I think this is going to be a good, solid confrontation. I hope he cancels this. This is nearly gone. I hope he cancels this. I hope he cancels this.
Cancel it, cancel it. Oh no, the Nexus does not get cancelled.
And oh god, they're just streaming in good force fields, but they're going to be just pushed back. They're going to be pushed back all the time. The Immortal didn't pay for himself. He's just got 2 kills, and here comes the stream. I don't know whether this is going to happen or not. This is a big push. This is, I think, going to be GG. There is no defenders here. This is going to be going really pushed back. There are no units that are there. It's 100 versus 31. If he's into the natural, he's going, and there's the GG.
And GG is called. Let's go into game 2. Let's see which map these players want.